and this is a 4-piece cook set. Hello, welcome to WayPoint Survival. Today, I want to talk to you about Craig the Hobo's amazing cooking set. Stay tuned. As many of you know, several weeks ago, we went and visited Craig the Hobo in Duluth, Minnesota. It was a long trip, about 25 hours there and back, but we had a great time. Put out 3 videos, a couple on the interview questions that you all put out there on the page, and then also him just showing us some skills and making poor man's sandwich and a wonderful hobo stew, and many of you have watched that and enjoyed it. Craig is indeed a wonderful gentleman and a link to a rapidly vanishing generation of hard workers and people that traveled across the United States, in many ways helping our country become what it is today. A week or so after I got back, I got a surprise package in the mail. Craig had put together several of the items that he talked about on the video, and he went ahead and made them for me. So this is Craig's Hobo cook set. Now there's going to be other items to follow. He still has some other things that he's going to be sending me, and we'll be adding to that, such as a Hobo hygiene kit that he put together, a clothesline, and some different things that I find very interesting and I think you're going to like. But today, let's look at this Hobo cook kit, and this is something that he would put together. It's cheap, it's easy to carry, it's very lightweight, super lightweight. As a matter of fact, fits into the ultra lightweight category, and I'm anxious to get into this, so let's do that right now. So what we have here on the Hobo bench is Craig's cook set. It is a nesting cook set, and I'm going to show you some of the things that go in it, and then if he wants to do some other things later, of course, we'll add to that. But first of all, sticking out of the top, we have a simple wooden spoon, and these would be very common all the way back, well, probably as long as people have been able to carve and whittle wood, so thousands of years, but certainly easy to get a hold of for a hobo or whittle and carve himself. So very important. And this is also good because any of the plastic lining that is in cans these days, and it's actually more of a spray-on food-grade lacquer than it is an actual plastic. Most can companies these days have gotten away from the BPA lining, and the food is cooked in these cans in the factory. So within reason, as long as you're not using excessive heat and as long as there's liquid in here, these are now safe to cook in, as I understand it. Well, anyway, we've got this spoon, and then, as Craig recommended, using some chopsticks. Now, you can whittle these from any bit of branches, and of course, once you learn to use chopsticks, you can literally eat anything with these. I mean, it's very easy to operate, and you can pick these up, like I said, at a Chinese restaurant or any place like that that sells these. You can buy these in bulk, like I said, or you can carve them from a couple of twigs. But anyway, chopsticks, because that way, if you're you're just out and about and you don't want to take them with you. If you've carved them from a couple of sticks, you just throw them in the fire and you're good to go. So again, chopsticks, very good thing to have on hand. The next item that we pull out is essential to cooking, and it is a simple pill bottle with matches inside. And along with the matches, you'll want to put the striker in there as well, and make sure you get one that is watertight. And this is a perfectly acceptable modern way, a lightweight way to have a match safe, and that you can carry with you wherever you go and keep your matches nice and dry. You should always have plenty of these. And the wonderful thing about a match that is even better than a lighter is it's already got a piece of wood. And so if it burns out or the wind blows it out, you just lay that down there and strike the next one. So 3 or 4 matches, you've got a little pile of crisscrossed wood, and then eventually it's going to help you get your fire started. And today, as in years gone by, wooden matches are pretty relatively cheap and easy to come by almost anywhere. The next item that we have is just a pair of pliers, an old pair of pliers, no matter what. And this is an old enough pair that the end has been ground into a flathead screwdriver, and that's also a nice little pry bar, so it can be useful for a lot of things. You can extend your reach by opening it up, a little more leverage, but just a good pair of slip joint pliers. Always wanted to carry that. And then the other tool that he showed us, you need a church key. So you can get these in a lot of places. This side is a bottle opener. This side is known as the church key, and it's an opener, and it has the steeple look to it. You can see that, so a church key. And this is very important, and if you remember on his video, he showed you the 3 things that he always carried on his key ring, and this is one of them. As many of you are perhaps aware, hobos back in the day also used to travel by bicycle. And now I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, electric e-bikes. This is the electric XP Lite 2.0. It's lightweight, it's foldable, and it's ready for any adventure. At just 49 pounds, it's easy to carry, and because it folds so easily, you can store it almost anywhere. The new hydraulic disc brakes with 180mm rotors give you confident stopping power, and the Stealth M24 motor technology keeps your ride whisper quiet. You can choose between the standard 48-volt battery or the long-range pack, both of which are UL certified, so you've got the range that works best for you. The color LCD is easy to read, and it even has a USB port so you can top off your phone or your GPS on the go. With 5 pedal assist levels, plus the twist throttle, you can cruise whenever you want or power right up hills. And because it has IP65 dust and water resistance with puncture-protected tires and a 275-pound weight capacity, it's built for wherever your ride takes you. And here's one of my favorite accessories, the optional rear rack paired with Lectric's custom cooler. It lets me bring lunch, drinks, or even extra gear for a relaxing day outdoors. So if you're looking for a light, quiet, foldable e-bike that's ready for adventure, check out the Electric XP Lite 2.0. You can either click the link that's in the description box down below, or you can scan the QR code that's been showing on your screen. What a great way to learn more about electric e-bikes and the other great rides they have to choose from. And if you use the code WayPoint when you check out, you'll get a free e-bike cover with your purchase. And once again, thanks so much to Electric e-bikes for sponsoring this video. Next, we get into the heart of the cook set. And this is a 4-piece cook set. In the very center, right down in here, we have the cup with the handle. And many of you remember, Craig showed us how to make this handle.
Now, I'm not going to open it completely. See, I'm going to take my thumb, see, and I need that much of the lid not cut off, about a thumb's worth. Yeah. And then take my pliers, kind of pull her back, and then put my thumb on it again, and I'm going to bend from the top. You know, I opened it this way. I'm going to bend it about like this. I'm going to bend it all the way over. I'm going to squish it down with the pliers. And then I'm going to go over to the other side, and you know, it doesn't have to be exact because this isn't rocket science. But I'm going to bend it over just about to where the first piece come. Like, okay, this is not rocket science. I got it bent about right. Take my fingers and I squish, 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 squish. Now see, doing this, the underneath is nice and smooth. See? And then I'm going to take about in the middle, again, this isn't rocket science. Hold it like this. You know, I'll do it so I'm pretty sure you can get it on the camera. And about halfway, I'm going to make it a 90 degree. And straighten it out so it looks pretty for the camera a little bit. And now I got a coffee cup.
The next item that we have down inside with the handle folded up, we have the cook pot. And you could use it just like this, or you could fold that handle down, but I'm going to leave it like this because this is going to be easier take on and put off of a fire, and it also nests better that way. Or this could be a larger cooking pot should you need that, because that's what this is also designed for. And as you can see, the cup nests very nicely inside there, even with the handle. So that's what that looks like. The next item that we have is this taller size can. And as you can see, it has a couple of triangular holes right across from each other. And what you do is you would take the church key and you want to do like this and push that in, but you'll have a very sharp tab on the outside, and you'll need to take the pliers then and roll that around this thicker lip, and do that on both sides so that you don't have any sharp edges. That's very important. The next thing you're going to need is a piece of a clothes hanger. Now this one is covered with plastic, and I appreciate him using this because it shows up way better on camera than one of just the dark ones, you know, that's just metal finished. So you take this, you put a hook on each end, and then in this right here that only has 2 holes in each side, we can put this in there just like this. And now we have a cook pot with a bail handle. Very super easy. It's also big enough and deep enough that you can carry water from a creek or a stream or a pond, or outside faucet if you happen to find it and you're walking to your camp, you can carry that. So that is super handy, just like that. Now another tool that Craig said he always carries is this right here. This is a P38. It's a military can opener, and it's got a little hook on it, and you put it in a can and you leverage it around to open it up. Or you can use a regular can opener. Again, you can find them a lot of places, pretty cheap, a lot of secondhand stores. But this is super small, and it's got a hole in it so you can carry it on a key ring. But after you cut the top off, it will fit inside the can. And so what Craig does is he drops it down into the bottom of the can to form a double bottom. And that is extra insulation. So if you're trying to do a stealth fire and you're putting some sticks or something inside of here and you're trying to cook with it and you don't want to leave a lot of ashes or burn scars on the ground, that double bottom there from the top being pushed all the way down really helps. But then to hold that in, you take the church key and you put it on the lip here, and you go ahead and fold that in, and you do that. You could put 3 or 4 holes, 5, 6, whatever you want. So you just put that in. So essentially, just right here, it's like this. I'll do one extra for you right in the middle. So you just go ahead and push that in, just like that. And what that does is that makes a tab down there at the bottom. And those tabs help hold everything in, and those are your air holes. Now, at the top, if you'll notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes made the same way. Again, you take the church key, go from the outside, and you go in like this. Once you get that tab bent around, take your pliers and go ahead and bend that around, and just keep bending it and pinching it and squishing it until you get that all the way around there so that's not sharp. So that's very important. So this makes it easier to pack without sharp edges getting into your socks or your t-shirts or whatever extra clothes you happen to be carrying. Next, you want to get 4 pieces of wire hanger, and they don't have to be the rubber coated kind, just the metal ones are fine. But again, this is the one that Craig picked and sent me, and I'm glad he did because it shows up good on camera. But what we're going to do with this has to be long enough to span the can. So that's really your abiding factor there. Larger can, and for people that watch this overseas, you're just going to have to find cans that nest inside of each other, and I'll show you what that looks like when we're all done. But you take your first one, and instead of going just crisscross, you take one and you go across this way. And then the next one goes that way. Okay, so we're forming that. And then the next ones will go in at the angle. Just like that. So this is what it's going to look like. Now we can take this and we can set this on top, and that's going to help hold it in. We've got plenty of supports for that to set. Now to put it all together for packing, it's actually quite simple. We just pull out the cross pieces, lay those aside for the moment, take the bail handle and unhook it, and then this just simply goes in first like that. Super simple. Then we take our pot with the bent up handle and we slide it very carefully down inside of that one. Then the next one. Push this handle back, and down inside the cup goes. So that's what it looks like, literally all in one place. Then take the matches, put them in there, pliers, church key, P38 will go on a key ring in the pocket. The wires tuck down around the outside of the larger can and fit down inside just like this. Put the spoon in and the chopsticks. And there we have a 4-piece cook set. So with everything that's in here, including the pliers and the matches and the church key, not including the P38, that's in my pocket, but this whole thing only weighs 31 ounces, so that's less than 2 pounds. And if you take out the pliers and the church key and the matches, those are pretty heavy, we can reduce that weight to about 22 ounces for a 4-piece cook set that is cheap, easy to get a hold of, and if you bend it, break it, lose it, burn it out, you can just go buy more food from a job that you've worked. You can find free cans. People throw them away all the time. And you can make yourself another cook set. So again, just a little bit of ingenuity and some basic tools, and you can make a pretty lightweight hobo cook kit. This is James Bender for WayPoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also make sure and check out the links in the description box below just under the More button. While you're down there, you'll find the link for our WayPoint Survival digital class. This is where you can sign up to train in the comfort and convenience of your own backyard the top 20 skills that we consider to be the most important from our Phase 1 Survival and Bushcraft class. You'll also find the waypointsurvival.com link, and this is where you can sign up to take in-person classes at our beautiful training facility here in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.